How is the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, first and foremost, I want to thank Lisa for sending me both of these articles. And I waited before I did this video because I wanted to see if anything else would develop. And as I was going about my day, I said, wow, I might as well put these two Coons together. In that title that I put, I truly mean it. I'm disgusted with them. You know, I have said that I am an opportunist, but I try to be a responsible opportunist because the ignorant shit that these two Coons had to say, they could care less that there are dead people in the process. They could care less. Only thing they worried about is being a part, well, you know, with the enemy, but also, you know, we know that they are a part of, not a part, they are fully in being in the Coon bunch. You know, I got to put that there. We don't see Clarke there, but trust and believe that he's there. We already know that. So, I have something that I will be reading in a bit to the royal family, but I want to put it in a certain sequence. So first, we're going to start with how it all came in to me. We know what Clarke is all about. We already know it. I have let y'all know that I have posted more videos on this dangerous. I told you how dangerous he was a few days ago when I had, about a week ago when I had posted a video about him. And you're just going to hear the words. You're just going to hear the words. And then I'm going to play a video to bring it all the way home. How sometimes you just got to keep your mouth shut. It makes me think of a movie that Sally Fields played in called Absence of Malice, where she's this, you know, up and coming reporter and she wants to report these stories. And a seasoned reporter was trying to let her know that you will affect people's lives by saying certain things. They already have been devastation in their lives, and then you add to it. So you have to have discretion. And I'm learning that as blunt and raw that I can be, sometimes I just keep it moving. It's just not appropriate. So last weekend, this dangerous coon here went to a QAnon convention in Las Vegas and listened to the statement that he made. Well, actually, it's going to be read. About 3-minute read.
Our sheriff critiques Capitol riot at QAnon convention. It has to be serious. Former Milwaukee County Sheriff David Clarke criticized the January 6th attack against the U.S. Capitol by a mob of pro-Trump supporters, lamenting that it wasn't serious enough during remarks at the QAnon-linked For God and Country Patriot Double Down in Las Vegas this weekend. The right-wing convention brought together a lineup of QAnon believers, conspiracy theories, and COVID-19 vaccine misinformation. Clarke, a vocal supporter of former President Donald Trump, spoke at the event and discussed the assault from 9 months ago in Washington, D.C. Ladies and gentlemen, that was not an insurrection. If we decide to pull an insurrection, you're going to know it. There's very little you're going to be able to do about it, a former sheriff told attendees, Raw Story reported. Clarke described what happened on January 6th as a frat party. He suggested that an insurrection needs to be better organized. The only thing I had against what happened at the Capitol on January 6th, if you're going to pull a political movement, you've got to have three elements. It has to be serious, it's got to be well planned, and it's got to be disciplined, the former law enforcement officer said. Hundreds of Trump supporters attacked the Capitol on January 6th in an apparent effort to prevent the formal certification of President Joe Biden's Electoral College victory. Some of the rioters were armed, and many expressed a desire to harm or kill top lawmakers, including House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and then Vice President Mike Pence. Trump and conservative allies, including a number of GOP lawmakers in Congress, have attempted to downplay the reality of the assault, which left 5 dead and hundreds injured. Last week, Trump released a statement dismissing the idea that the violent riot was an insurrection. The insurrection took place on November 3rd, Election Day. January 6th was the protest. The former president said on Thursday, Trump and many Republicans continue to claim that the November 2020 election was rigged or stolen in favor of Biden. They have not brought forward evidence substantiating the extraordinary allegation, despite filing more than 60 failed election lawsuits. Claims of election fraud were spread at the right-wing Las Vegas event as well. Jason Sullivan, a social media strategist for Trump's 2016 campaign, claimed that the allegation was established fact. We know there was election fraud. Are you kidding? Sullivan said, Las Vegas Review-Journal reported, "We're done trying to prove that it happened. We're about to turn it around." Speakers and attendees also promoted QAnon-linked conspiracy theories. The QAnon movement believes Trump is fighting against a Satan-worshipping group of cannibalistic pedophiles composed of Democrats and societal elites who attempt to control the world. Organizers used QAnon imagery to advertise and promote the conference. Ron Watkins, a major QAnon influencer, spoke at the event and compared himself to civil rights icon Rosa Parks. And you might say, oh, why is Ron the new digital Rosa Parks? Well, I want to get on the bus. I want to get on the Twitter bus. I want to get on the Google bus. I want to get on the Facebook bus. I want to get on the Chase Bank bus. We have all been kicked off the bus, Watkins complained. Newsweek reached out to Trump's press office for comment but did not immediately receive a response. Just a quick word from our sponsor.
Okay.
For 40
Let's
years,
take that down.
Michael Myers has haunted this town.
Wait just a second.
He is the essence of evil.
Let's take that down, family. Excuse me for that. Got a little malfunction going on right here. There we go. Let's take that all the way down, my royal family. All the way, so I won't get no pop-ups. Now, that was very irresponsible. Now, we know if it was some black folks up there that was popping off like that, we already know it would have been a bloodbath. But say black folks was up there at the Capitol and they were successful enough to do what these white folks did. He wouldn't have said it was a frat party, because, you know, he real quick to jump up and say Black Lives Matter this and Black Lives Matter that. You know, he real quick to say that. And so now him and a bunch of these conservatives are now supporting QAnon. You know, it's like whatever group get weak or, you know, don't have no more backbone, or even the groups that like Richard Spencer and them had put together when they realized that Trump wasn't going to support them, you know, they step away. They say, oh, okay, we don't have no support here, and, you know, all these type of things like that. But he gonna chuck it down to just, you know, a frat party. It was just like nothing but a frat party. Always, when it comes to anything with us, it's always, what would be the best word to use? They overemphasize shit. They make it bigger than what it is. But when it comes to them, they take absolutely no responsibility. Now, 5 people died at that Capitol. Say that to their family. And as we go on this journey, I'm going to show a comparison when I get on Candace Owens' opportunist ass too as well, to, you know, making some major statements that just way out of pocket, and it was just ironic. I'm glad that I had took the time to wait to make a statement, because like I said, I'm the kind of person, don't go by that title there, 4 people is actually 5, but I wanted to play this video for a reason, that you know, things happen out in this world, and I will wait to see if things will develop. So just to refresh the royal family. Oops, let me take that up.
This is a special report of the CBS Evening News. We are witnessing history and what can only be described as a national disgrace. As we come on the air, the U.S. Capitol is under lockdown after violent mobs, stoked and encouraged by the words of President Trump and his allies, stormed the building while the House and Senate were in session. They were meeting to count the votes of the Electoral College. Supporters of President Trump carrying flags with his name on them broke down doors, smashed windows, and attacked police. Some briefly invaded the Senate chamber. At this hour, at least 1 person has died. Others have been injured, and at least 2 suspected explosive devices have been disabled. All of this because President Trump has refused to accept that he lost the election and has falsely told his supporters that it was stolen from him. The process to count the electoral ballots has been halted. Right now, Washington, D.C. is under a mandatory curfew, and police and the National Guard are trying to restore order. It has been an extraordinary day. Congressional leaders have pleaded for President Trump to call off the protesters. Late today, he did tweet a video in which he repeated his false claims that the election was stolen from him, and he called on protesters to go home. President-elect Biden also spoke, and actually spoke before the President of the United States, saying that our democracy is under unprecedented assault. He also said America is so much better than this. At this moment, we are told that the Capitol building has been secured and that the counting of electoral votes may continue later tonight. We have a team covering all of this. I want to go back to CBS's Chris Van Cleve, who is just outside the Capitol and has been amidst it all day. Good evening, Chris.
Nora, the remaining protesters are squaring off with a line of police and National Guard in the street outside of the Capitol. This is a much calmer scene than earlier today, and I think we need to back up to that point when demonstrators among the tens of thousands of people that were outside the Capitol climbed onto the scaffolding that's out in front of the Capitol where the inauguration will take place, and then were able to breach the Capitol building itself. That escalated what had been a peaceful demonstration into something we hadn't seen in American history, really. We can show you some video. People breached the Capitol. Once inside, there was a shooting. We understand now a woman has died. There are also some striking photos as both houses of Congress were in session, the House and the Senate. The Vice President was there. Multiple people in the line of succession were in the building. That forced both houses of Congress to be locked down. Capitol Police had their guns out, directed at the doors as people outside attempted to get inside. We watched as members of Congress were evacuated, one in a gas mask. Listen to what David Trone, a representative from Maryland, a Democrat, had to say.
And it was time to move fast, and everybody moved very quickly, very orderly, out the doors, into the elevators, into the tunnels. Then we got routed around, so we came up in a secure location, and they're sending bottles of water in, and we're waiting for directions.
We have seen flashbangs be used. We have seen tear gas and pepper spray be used. We've also seen demonstrators throw smoke at police. Right now, we are seeing D.C. is under a curfew. These people are violating the D.C. curfew. They have not been told to go home yet, but the Capitol Police, the Metropolitan Police, the D.C. Police, the National Guard have been moving them further and further away from the Capitol. We are now standing in the street about a block and a half from the Capitol. where the remaining demonstrators are lined up facing police in riot gear. Nora?
And this bastard gonna say this was nothing mere than a frat party. People came up dead, making them type of funky ass statements. See, I'm gonna get to the comparison. It's a bunch of comparisons. I'm trying to hold thy tongue. So let me take this down, because it's time for me to get in Candace Coon ass. Okay. Candace Owens. Let me read it. I know many already know about it. I'm not going to read it all because it's extremely long. And like I said, thank you, Lisa, for sending me both of these articles. Okay. Candace Owens has sparked a huge backlash after claiming Alec Baldwin accidental shooting was poetic justice following the actor's criticism of Donald Trump. The conservative pundit, 32, have since deleted her provocative tweets and Instagram posts after criticizing Baldwin over the shooting that killed cinematographer Miss Hutchins. Owens wrote, Alec Baldwin spent 4 years dedicated to painting Donald Trump and his supporters as evil murderers. It's true. What has happened to Alec would be an example of poetic justice if it weren't for the actual innocent people that were murdered by him. Pray for the families. So sad. She don't even mean it. The right-wing talk show host then added, well, correct. The last tweet to say Alec Baldwin killed someone, not murdered someone, as a murder carries a different legal definition. Literally, not one single thing that Alec Baldwin has said about Trump and his supporters is going to age well. And her ass got slammed. She got slammed. And I'm glad that like I said, I waited before I reacted to anything. And Alec Baldwin's daughter, Island rips cancerous Candace Owens as disgusting, hateful human being after shooting remarks. Someone died. Someone got injured. You see how they getting down? They don't have no, they don't have no damn filter. None at all. None at all. See the comparison? Oh, there's some more comparisons when I bring it to a full conclusion. How nasty that they get down, and then she thinks she can make a funky statement because she's famous for doing this shit, and then after she make these funky statements, then she takes shit down. So I'm gonna bring it home again, so we'll realize there was human beings.
Is addressing the fatal prop gun incident on Thursday that killed a cinematographer on the set of his upcoming Western film Rust. On Friday, the actor tweeted, "There are no words to convey my shock and sadness regarding the tragic accident that took the life of Helena Hutchins." He went on to say that he is fully cooperating with the police investigation to address the tragedy. He also shared that he has been in touch with Hutchins' husband and is offering support to him and his family, including Hutchins' son. Authorities have said that Baldwin accidentally misfired the prop gun, killing Hutchins, who is 42 years old. Director Joel Souza was also injured in the incident. According to a cast member, he has since been released from the hospital. Baldwin was photographed after the incident, looking visibly distraught and shaken. According to a press release written by the Santa Fe Sheriff's Department and obtained by People, authorities responded to the set around 1:50 p.m. local time, following 911 calls indicating an individual had been shot. The Sheriff's Department said that Hutchins was airlifted to the University of New Mexico Hospital, where she died from her injuries. The film's production company, Rust Movie Productions LLC, said in a statement that the film set has since been shut down, with production paused indefinitely. The company also stated that the entire cast and crew is absolutely devastated by today's tragedy. They also sent their condolences to Hutchins' family. Following her death, directors, actors, and those in the film industry paid tribute to the late cinematographer. Actor Joe Manganiello wrote in a long tribute on Instagram that he was in shock, adding that his heart goes out to her family, especially her son. The actor also praised Hutchins as an absolutely incredible talent and a great person. Director James Gunn also addressed the incident, tweeting that his greatest fear is that someone will be fatally hurt on one of his sets. He added that his heart goes out to all those affected by the tragedy, especially Hutchins' family. Director James Cullen Bressak also tweeted about the importance of safety on film sets, vowing to, quote, never use anything but airsoft and rubber guns on his movies ever again. He also called Hutchins a gem, adding, this is so bleeped up.
Yep, it sure is.
Issa Rae is saying
It
goodbye
sure
to
is.
Insecure.
Damn it.
Out of my control.
Let me shut this shit down.
I don't control where I go. No, I
Do
don't
not want to hear her ass. Not one of my favorite people. Let me take that down. Okay. Now, this is what I have to say, my royal family. Let me cut this back up. So, both of them could care less that anybody died. So, Coon number one gonna chuck it up to ain't nothing but a mere frat party. Then when the danger comes in, he implying, oh, we can do more. I told y'all he was dangerous. Now, the thing that blows my mind about both of them is both of them have been dissed by the conservative party. They don't particularly like them, and they don't get it that they have used them for what they gonna use them for. I laid it all out the last video that I did about Clarke. I laid it all out. How he got fired twice, all kind of stuff that had went down with him. Laid it all out to the royal family. But now what he's doing is imposing himself, wanting to be a part of, because he don't have a damn life. He has made his life being a coon. Now, I always said a coon's shelf life ain't long. Now, Candace is real young. She's 32 years old. And she was dissed on the world stage. She wasn't invited to the Republican convention to speak. Because the black conservatives was able to get up in Trump's ear or somebody close to Trump and saying, this bitch, because that's what she is, she say a lot of ignorant shit. Then when she bite off more than she can chew, then she want to take it down. The damage is done. It's done. And both of them are clueless to the fact that you barely hanging on. She need to pay attention to what's going on with Clarke. But no, she ain't gonna get it. She ain't gonna get it. They never get it. Like I said, it's what's sad about it in one sense, but I don't feel sorry for him. It's like a washed up boxer and you see him out there doing that fake wrestling. And it's like, enough is enough. You was an excellent boxer. You won many titles. You know, you did many great things and stuff. Know when to stop. No, they want to be a part of the enemy. You know, see, this is the enemy supporter. So when the enemy supporter see that they ain't getting it, they gonna humiliate them on all levels. And then another thing is, it's about the money too. as well, because they be getting that bag. I have often said the enemy will invest in our demise. But see, these coons, they looking at that money like, wow, that's the most money they had never got in their life. You better hold on to your coins, because that shit will dry up. There been many of our so-called folks then did what they have done, and they long gone and end up flat ass broke. And then they want to come back to the community. Look at Stacey Dash broke ass. And now she want to come with all this other stuff. Get your ass on with that. Nobody give a damn about that shit. But I wanted to reinforce, my royal family. What happened at the Capitol, that was tragic. People died. And when I was going back doing my research, there's been quite a few state capitol troopers that have committed suicide. I knew about one, but I didn't know it was some more that had killed themselves. People have been affected by this, and that's just like on that movie set. People are affected by it. People actually seen that, That shit is tragic. I have an opinion about it, but I don't want to talk about that right now. I want to focus on what I want to focus on and stuff like that. And that woman is dead. She got a child. She got a husband. And then you making them funky ass statements, you're not being responsible. You're out here on the world stage speaking, being reckless with your mouth. Like I said, I'm learning as I go. I'm going to always keep it real. I'm going to always keep it raw. But I have a conscience. I have a heart. I am humble. And sometimes I just know there's just certain things that you just need not to say. Sometimes it's just better to keep your mouth shut. And there's dead people in the process. And then you're gonna come with some BS like that. So, my royal family, render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.